Before we get started, can we there's like 5 different topics, 6 different topics that we want to talk about from this weekend. Obviously, I know you guys have hit that on the Trump issue, to Kyrie, that issue, if it's the issue, to my new teammates, to my free agency next summer, to what do I feel about the team and the upcoming season. If we can, like, whatever topic that y'all want to hit, let's stay there before we move on to the next, because once I talk about it, I don't want to go back. So whatever topic Tom, you starting it, please stay in that topic. I'll answer all the questions in that, and then whenever y'all want to move on to the next one, let's do it. So that's all I gotta say. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Tom Withers, Associated Press. Where do you want to start, Bron?
Let's do let's do the Kyrie thing. Let's do that.
Okay. What were your thoughts about him asking to be traded? And then I know last week he said that he didn't consult with you, before he decided to do that. Did that hurt at all?
Well, my initial thoughts when I heard that Kyrie wanted to be traded, I had a ton of emotions. I was wondering if something I could have did better to make him not want to be traded. Is it the way that the season finished, or was it me coming back in the first place? Was it the coaching changes, or the GM change, or I don't know. I had so many different emotions go through my head, and for me personally, you guys are around. For the guys that was around every day, I try to do whatever I could do to help the kid out, be the best player he can be, try to help him, be a better leader, be a better scorer, a better floor general, a better defender, a better passer, getting guys involved, a better leader vocally. I try to give him everything and give him as much of the DNA as I could, because like I told you guys throughout the season, at some point when he was ready to take over the keys, I was ready to give them to him. So the only thing I'm upset about is that he took a lot of the DNA and the blueprints now to Boston. That's the only thing I'm upset about, really. Other than that, I wish the kid great health, and the kid wanted to do what was best for his, for his career. And I give credit to our GM, Kobe, and our to the ownership for granting that for him. So other than that, I don't really have much. I don't really have much more to say. Like I said, with so many different emotions. I just hope that I was I try to do whatever I could, just try to help the kid be as great as he could be, or as great as he wanted to be, and and that's it.
Lebron, Nick Michaels, WRGM. What advice do you have for Kyrie now that he is in Boston and he is the guy? What kind of pressure will he have, and what advice do you have for him that you would like to tell him?
No, I don't have any advice for him now. I got no advice for him or any other people that's on any other team. No, listen, man, we trying to win a championship here. I don't have time to give advice to other guys. You're either with us or you're against us. So, I'm truly humbled and excited, and it was a gratifying 3 years that we played together, but even if my son went to another team and we was playing against each other, I'm not giving him shit. Nah, he'd come home and eat dinner or something, but he'd get no advice from me. That's just the way it go.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN. LeBron, one, how do you see those emotions manifesting on opening night playing against Kyrie, and also have you had any interaction with him since the trade?
Well, emotions will come up anytime you've hosted a trophy with a teammate. And there's different levels of emotion, obviously, depending on the player, or different, what you went through with that guy. But it was emotions when I came back to Cleveland and I saw, D Wade and Udonis and Chris and Mario and those guys. When the first time I seen those guys, a lot of emotions, tons of emotions, because you know what you went through. There was emotions last year when when Delly came back for the first time, after hosting the trophy. So there will be emotions that go through your head, because the grind and everything that you went through with that particular player, being Kyrie. But hopefully, and I've been in this position before, so I know once the game gets going, then I'll be able to just to focus on us just trying to get better and be the best team that we can be that night. And that's the only thing that matters.
Have you had any communication?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I haven't since he got traded. I had a little dialogue with him when I heard that he wanted to be traded. But since then, I haven't. You guys know Kyrie, so. Next question.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. I think it was your first year back. We talked about, you'd said he can be stubborn and hard-headed at times and stuff you were trying to show him and teach him. Did you see this coming at all, even walking off the floor in Oracle at all? We don't get to see everything that goes on, obviously, with you guys. Did you have any sort of sense of this coming?
No, I don't think anybody in the organization senses it coming. You guys don't see him all the time, but Jason, you're around enough. If it's something that we see, you guys would have saw as well. So it was definitely a shock, but we did a great job of. I think, like I said, Kobe and the guys in the front office did a great job of putting together a great package for our team to be as complete as we've been in a long time. So that's what I'm truly excited about.
Of what was said with him, but you did have some sort of interaction with him. Was he at all receptive to you I assume you reached out to him. Was he at all receptive to that?
I reached out to him because I just wanted to get a little insight on, why he felt like he wanted to move on, and and it was, it was like I said, I had a lot of emotions in my head, but I'm one to always kind of reach out to someone and just see, from their vantage point of, because when I heard it from a third or fourth party, and I don't, so many things can be fabricated when you hear from different sources and different people, and obviously the word source in this world is the worst thing in the world, especially in the sports world. So I'm not a source guy, so I went straight to the guy. And he basically just let me know that was the direction he wanted to go in. And I was okay with that. It's a business. I understand that. And it doesn't stop me from leading this franchise and leading this team and going on about it. But I definitely wanted to just go right to him and ask him, and he clarified it for me, so I was at ease.
Was that prior to us finding out? Was that prior to the world finding out?
I don't know when you guys found out about it, to be honest. I spent a lot of time this summer with my son and their basketball tournaments and things of that nature, so when I hear about things, it's kind of shocking to me because I'm not even really on my phone that much as far as the media's perspective, because I kind of try to give it a break. But I don't know when you guys heard about it. But when I heard about it, I just went to the source.
Joe Barton, Cleveland.com. LeBron, I'd like to shift the conversation to your future here. When you came back 3 years ago, and it was a euphoric time for you and everybody around you, but you said on several occasions that you intended to finish your career here, and I guess I wanted to approach it this way. Has that thought or feeling for you changed, and if so, why?
It hasn't changed, and that's why I sit up here today, still in this uniform, still ready to lead this franchise to a championship, put us in a position where we can be successful. Obviously you guys know with me, and anytime I'm able to, either be a free agent or my contract is ending, then I'll approach that, when the summer comes. I won't ever, cheat my teammates or cheat the fans or in a situation where I'm worried or talking about free agency all year long, because I'm not going to give energy to something that I can handle in the summertime when I should be focused on what I need to do on a day-to-day basis to help this franchise compete for a championship, because that's what the front office wants. And, I think that's what, Kobe will want and the front office will want. I think that's what Dan will want. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't have made the deal that they made to bring in this group of talent and made the, deals to get D. Rose here and Jeff Green here and Jose Calderon and guys like that to have championship-level talent. So it's my obligation to, to go about it that way. And when the summer comes, I will approach that.
LeBron, John Telich, Fox 8, how are you?
fantastic.
Good. Good to be talking with you. Question about this year. You just answered Joe's question about you're going to give it your best. How do you frame your efforts with getting the rest of your team to be on the same kind of a page with you vis-a-vis wanting to win a championship this year?
Well, it's a process. We understand that's a day-to-day process every single day from our coaching staff down to the players and down to everyone else that's in line with that. When you become a part of a team like this, you inherit what has happened and what will happen in the future. And we got a great group. We had a great mini camp in Santa Barbara last week, and the best thing about it is guys just came in to work. No entitlement at all. No unfocus about what we want to do, and we know we're here for a reason. We're all here for a reason, and we want to compete at the highest level. Our coaching staff will give us a game plan every single night, like they always do, and it's up to us to go out and execute it.
LeBron, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. You mentioned not putting energy towards something that's going to happen so far into the summer. Given the other two times that you've gone through this process, what, if anything, did you take from 2010, 2014 to make sure that during the season this kind of thing isn't a distraction?
It's never been a distraction for me, personally. If you look back in 2010, I tried to put that team in a position to compete for a championship, and obviously we played extremely well throughout the regular season, and we ran into a team that was more talented than us in Boston, and they beat us, and in the same, in 2014, I was a part of a team to try to help them get to a place where, a lot of teams haven't been in and be able to three-peat, and we got all the way there, but it was a team that was playing and hitting at all cylinders better than us at that point in time in San Antonio. So my focus has always been there if you just go back and look at my game and look at my team. So I don't think anything would change.
Jeff Shadell, News Herald. If I heard you correctly, when Joe asked you, he said that you said that you plan on finishing your career here. Was that correct? Did I hear that? And so if that's the case, then what is there really to decide next summer?
Well, at the end of the day, I have a contract, and I will fill out that obligation, which I've always done. And if you guys know me, I don't know if you know me as much, but I've always handled it in the most business-like way, and I will do that with my team, and we'll handle that in the summertime, as we always have.
LeBron, Kenny Roda, WHBC. With this year's team, Dwayne Wade last night was granted his out of that contract with the Chicago Bulls.
I'm in a very good mood, so I'm going to allow you to have a question, okay?
Thanks.
I'm in a very good mood. It's the start of a new season. I almost thought about just telling you to pass the mic, but it's media day. I'm in a great mood. I feel great. I'm excited about this team. I'm excited about everything that's going on, including every question y'all can ask me today. Yeah. There's not one question that y'all can ask me that I cannot answer. So I'm going to allow you to have one question, and that's it.
All right, cool.
I'm letting you know that may be it for the rest of the year, but go ahead.
Okay, all right.
You guys know I'm the same guy. I'm back, and I'm the same guy. You guys, go ahead. Go ahead, Kenny.
Glad you're back.
Go ahead.
Dwayne Wade last night gets the buyout. He's a free agent. Is this somebody that you will reach out to? A lot of, different parts to the team this year. This could be another part that's added. Is this a player you're going to reach out to and talk to the front office about bringing to this team this year?
I would love to have D. Wade a part of this team. I think he brings another championship DNA, a championship pedigree. It brings another playmaker to the team who, can get guys involved and can make plays and also just has a great, basketball mind. And, I think, it would be great to have him here. And, obviously, our front office has done some great things, throughout this summer. And, so obviously I've talked to D. Wade throughout the whole summer, and I probably will reach out to him as well, but it's not up to me. It's kind of up to D. Wade. If he can clear waivers, then it's up to our front office. But I hope that we can bring him here. I would love to have him. You're welcome.
Brian Windhurst, ESPN. LeBron, your role is going to be different this year, because you may have to handle the ball a little bit more with Isaiah going to be out for a while. And it's gotten out that your workouts this summer were very intense, and that you, even though you come in at a very high level every year, that this year is even a higher level. So considering the changes in the team and the changes that you have to make, could we see a different type of player this year? How are you approaching it?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. It's one of the best off seasons I've had in my career, and I'm extremely excited. I think that what got me more excited about the game of basketball is actually being with my sons over the summer and watching their AAU games. And you've probably seen a couple of videos when I was not nice dad throughout the course of some of those games. But that just, the basketball Jones and the basketball fever was put back in me early in July. And it's crazy to say that my 12-year-old and my 10-year-old can inspire me, and they did. And their teammates inspired me to get in the gym. And I know I always get better throughout the off season. I always work on my game and work on my body throughout the off season. But something was just different. Something was just different this off season, and hopefully I can. I'm not here to talk about it because that's not what I do. I put it on the floor.
Your feelings on individual awards are well known. Way you finished in the ratings the last few years are well known. But with the differences in the league and the way the league has changed, there may be a window this year for you to maybe make a statement. Do you see that?
I got a window?
You have a window.
Yeah. I don't like a window.
You have an opportunity to maybe
make
a statement about where your game still is.
Where my game still is? I don't know. The fact that I come up here and talk about free agency lets me know where my game is. Does that make sense? If I wasn't that good, I don't think we'd be talking about it.
LeBron, Tony Zarella, Cleveland 19. If I could shift gears now to the sports and politics continuing to collide.
For sure.
We're seeing more and more groups, but in actually more peaceful, larger groups in the NFL, certainly.
Yeah.
You spoke out the other day. Are you hopeful that positive change is coming, or do you feel the divide is growing greater?
Well, first of all, I salute, like I said yesterday, if you guys see my social media platform, I salute the NFL, the coaches, the players, the owners, the fans, everyone that had anything or any association with the NFL yesterday. It was unbelievable. It was solidarity, and there was no divide. There's no divide, even from that guy that continues to try to divide us as people. And like I said on one of my social media platforms a couple of days ago, the thing that kind of frustrated me and pissed me off a little bit is the fact that he's now he used sport. He used the sports platform to try to divide us. And sports is so amazing what sports can do for everyone, no matter the shape or size or race or ethnicity or religion or whatever. People find teams, people find players, people find colors because of sport, and they just gravitate towards that, and it just make them so happy. And it brings people together like none other. And I'm not going to let, while I have this platform, to let one individual, no matter the power, no matter the impact that he should have or she should have, ever use sport as a platform to divide us. And then you go to the other side, and when you don't talk about sports, and they try to divide us from that side as well. And the one thing that I can say and just think about is how can we personally, throughout everything that guy is doing, no matter if you voted for him or not, you may have made a mistake, and that's okay. If you voted for him, it's okay. I mean, I've done things for my kids and realized I shouldn't have gave my daughter that many damn Skittles. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. She won't go to sleep now. Can we sit up here and say that I'm trying to make a difference? And can we sit up here and say that I can look myself in the mirror and say that I want the best for the American people, no matter the skin color, no matter the race, no matter how tall or athletic you are, or whatever the case may be. Can we sit up here and say that we are trying to make a difference? Because we know this is the greatest country in the world. It's the land of the free. But we still have problems just like everybody else. And when we have those problems, we have to figure out a way how we come together and be as great as we can be as the people. Because the people run this country, not one individual. And damn sure not him. Yeah. So as I got this platform and as I have a way to inspire and I have a way for my word to be bond. I will lend my voice. I will lend my passion. I will lend my money. I will lend my resources to my youth in my inner city and outside of my inner city to let these kids know that, there is hope. There's greater walks of life, and not one individual, no matter if it's the President of the United States or if it's someone in your household, can stop your dreams from becoming reality. And it's that simple. Or maybe not that simple if you can't appreciate it.
Hey, Bron, Tom Withers, AP again. Is there any regret that you got into a name-calling situation with the president?
No. A name calling? What'd I say? Let me hear you say it.
Called him a bum.
It's not a name call. It's no, you bum. Me and my friends call each other that all the time. I'm not his friend though. I don't want to see that on the note. He's not my friend.
Hey,
no, that was the first thing that when I woke up and saw what he said about Steph Curry. First of all, it's so funny because it's like you invite me to your party, right? But matter of fact, it's not like you invited me. It's almost like, Tom, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm not coming. And then you'd be like, hey, LeBron, guess what? You're not invited. I wasn't coming anyways. So that was funny to me when I woke up and saw that. So my first initial response was, you bum. I can't. First of all, you don't understand the magnitude, and you don't understand. He doesn't understand the power that he has for being the leader of this beautiful country. He doesn't understand how many kids, no matter the race, look up to the President of the United States for guidance, for leadership, for words of encouragement. He doesn't understand that. And that's what makes me more sick than anything, that we have someone this is the number one position in the world. Do you guys agree? Being the President of the United States is the most powerful position in the world. I don't know of another one. And if you can find one, let me know. It's the most powerful position in the world. And we are at a time where the most powerful position in the world has an opportunity to bring us closer together as a people and inspire the youth and put the youth at ease on saying that it is okay for me to walk down the street and not be judged because of the color of my skin or because of my race. And he has no recollection of that, and he doesn't even care. Maybe he does, but he doesn't care. So, do I take away? Do I just say take away you bum off my? No, because if I did, I would have deleted my tweet.
Do you find it? Is there a positive in all this, Bron? In that
absolutely, the conversation.
He's awakened people and conversations are happening.
The conversation has happened. Me, D-Wade, Melo, and CP stood on the biggest night of sports at the ESPYs. Stood on the stage. That's the biggest night in sports where all our colleagues from all over the world, all the sports champions and people who've been praised all over the world for their accomplishment over that last year. And we stood on stage and we understood the magnitude that we were headed into. So I love the fact that the conversation has started. I watched Sunday Countdown yesterday at 10 o'clock. And for the first 20 minutes, Charles Woodson, Rex Ryan, Randy Moss, those guys all sat up there and talked about it for 30 minutes. And Rex Ryan, if you guys saw it, said he supported Trump in the beginning. And he voted for Trump and gave Trump money and actually had a rally for Trump. And he said he don't know if he made the right choice. So the conversation is being had.
Brian, Scott Sargent, WFNY. You started off your kind of presentation about the unifying measures in the NFL and how proud you were to see that. A lot can change between now and October 17th, but do you foresee anything like that trickling down through the NBA?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if something trickled down to the NBA if no change happened between now and the 17th. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Steve Ashburner, NBA.com. You live and work in a state in which the majority of voters voted for the current president, many of whom probably had valid reasons beyond his Twitter account or his social graces. How do you reconcile having called that choice a mistake, that many of those people are also Cavaliers fans?
Well, I mean, that's a great question. At the end of the day, like I said, you can. I don't think a lot of people was educated, and I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have when it becomes vote time. That people are just not educated on either the individual or what's actually going on in the state of the world right now. Not like that particular state, but in the state of the world. I don't think a lot of people are educated. And they make choices and say things that's uneducated. And am I saying that the people of Ohio wasn't educated? Am I saying that some of the other states that voted for him was uneducated? They could have been or they could not have been, but that doesn't mean that it was the right choice. I mean, you can go back into the history of time of sports and say the same thing because we keep bringing sports and politics into it. So you can look back at some of the greatest drafts of all time and say that, okay, did the Trailblazers make the right choice when they took Sam Bowie? I mean, can we all sit up here and say that they should have took Michael Jordan? Yes or no? So, for me as a professional athlete in this state, and even though this state voted for Trump, that doesn't stop me inspiring the people of this state and inspiring the youth. Because I would be even more at wrong if I started to down the people of Ohio. That makes zero sense. My job and my calling is much bigger than that guy. I don't even like saying his name. So while I have this platform, I will continue to inspire the state of Ohio, not only by what I do on the floor, but also by putting 1,300 kids in the school and spending almost $45 million.
LeBron, Harry Boomer, Channel 19, how are you?
Fantastic.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Question for you. You join a long line of African-American athletes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Muhammad Ali, in speaking out. There have been others who have supposedly looked at the bottom line and said it is not advantageous for me dollar-wise to speak up and speak out on issues that could be divisive. Your thoughts on the monetary aspect of if you think you might lose some money, or do you really care about that at this point?
I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for none other. I definitely know the people that's paved the way for myself today. And you talk about guys like, Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bill Russell, Jesse Owens, Jackie Robinson, Austin Carr. These guys paved the way for guys like myself where I can feel confident about my words. I can feel confident about what I say, and hopefully that it hits home for somebody. I don't really get involved into the money issue thing, because I'm doing okay for myself. I'm doing okay for myself. My family's doing okay. But even if we weren't doing okay financially, I would still be trying to find a way to just better the youth and inspire the youth. So, but like I said, I can only speak for myself.
Thank you. Nolan from the Medina.
You turn his mic up.
Rick Nolan from the Medina Gazette. If things aren't improved by the 17th, could you ever see yourself doing something a la the NFL or taking a knee during the anthem, or how would you feel if you didn't do it, if any of your teammates did?
Listen, I think we all have the right to express our feelings about whatever that's going on in that particular time, and I can respect that from my teammate or respect that from anybody in the league. For me personally, my voice, for me personally, is more important than my knee. I talk to you guys every single day, and what I say, I think it should hit home for a lot of people and know where I stand. I don't believe that I have to get on my knee for me to even further what I'm talking about. But I don't down anybody that's doing it in the NFL. I salute Colin Kaepernick for being as powerful as he was and being the one that he had to fall on the sword, unfortunately. And I hate that. And I hope that some NFL owner, I wish I owned an NFL team right now, I'll sign him today. But I'm not. But I think my voice and what I do in my community and what I stand for, I don't think that I have to show you guys more by getting on a knee or doing something else or trying to create something else. But I think it's powerful what all these athletes are doing. We even had the first baseball player to do it 2 nights ago, I believe, wasn't it? 2 nights ago? That's phenomenal. So, I commend these guys and I commend everybody that's just trying to make a difference. Because it's not about, we need to get this, it's not about the disrespect of the flag and our military and everybody that has made this world free. It is about equality and people having the option and the freedom to speak upon things that they feel that's not unjust. It's not about the disrespect of the flag. And I hope if anybody have anyone here that has any family members in the military or anybody that's ever been in any walks of life to try to save this world, because I do not. I have no family members. But I do understand that this is not a disrespect to the men and women who have served our world to help us become free. It's not about that. And the people that's trying to divide us are the ones who are trying to say that is a disrespect to the military families and to the people who served our country. It is not about that. It's the furthest away from that. Sorry.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. You've made your feelings abundantly clear on the president. Dan has an opposite view, obviously. He's been a financial supporter of Trump. He was at the White House in June. Donald called him a good friend, I believe. Has that had any impact on your relationship with him, and is that anything that you guys have discussed?
We have not discussed it face to face. It has no impact. I think if, just things when you put yourself in a position, like that, to even stand close to the guy like that, I think he will call. If anyone stand next to that guy, I think he will all say, you guys are close friends. He doesn't even know you. I was just thinking that's just how irrational his mind is. I can't speak for Dan. He's his own man, and I can't speak for the situation that happened. I can't speak for that, and he can tell you about that. But I think for me as a player of this franchise, then I got to just continue to do what I can do to help better this better this team, better the conversation, and continue to inspire. But I can't. It hasn't changed my relationship, and it hasn't changed my outlook on the situation. You guys know how I feel about that.
Tom Withers, AP again. We miss anything, Bron?
Yeah, my new teammates.
Yeah,
I could go. You don't even have to ask me.
Yeah, IT.
First of all, I love Isaiah, and first of all, you guys know what he did for that franchise in Boston. He captivated the fans, captivated the city. I watched a lot of the Boston games, and listen to Tommy Heisman and keep calling him the little guy, the little guy, and it's seeing what he had to go through last year in the playoffs with the obviously I don't want to bring that up because I know he's trying to move forward, so I don't even want to bring that up, but we all know what I'm talking about, and for him to go out and still play the way he played, and I think it's just unfortunate that there had to be a change of scenery for him. I think he his guy who was picked last in the draft, you call that Mr. Irrelevant, who has made himself an NBA All-Star and a big-time player, and felt like he finally had found a home, and just goes to show you how it's just all about business. It's all about business. You guys see my tweets on that issue too, so you go back if you want to bring that up. But move on to Jay. Has a lot of battles with Jay over the last few years, and I love the acquisition of having Jay around. His toughness, his ability to guard 2s, 3s, and 4s, some 5s in our league. Not afraid to even guard some 1s. His ability to shoot the 3 gives us a lot more space, but his ability to cut too and move without the ball is something that a lot of people don't talk about. Jose, a steady point guard who's always been in the 40s in three-point percentage and also led the league in free throws at one point when he was in Toronto, I believe. Going into my Rolodex here now. So I'm great to have him. I'm excited more than anybody about Derek and D Rose. The kid has a lot to prove. From competing against him from so many years, especially in Miami when he was with Chicago, knowing the competitor that he has or he's been over the years. Been a fan of him for a long time, and I never thought in my wildest dreams that I'd be a teammate of his. I think he had a hell of a season last year, and people don't really see it because of the chaos that was going on in New York. Played 64 games, averaged 18 points, and 4-4. Played 64 games. And I'm excited to have him here because I want people to know that D Rose can still play the game at a high level. Jeff Green, I'm happy to have him. Another wing that can play multiple positions, can guard multiple positions, very athletic, and another guy that has a chip on his shoulder. All the guys that we picked, and Kobe did a great job of going to get them, they all got chips on their shoulders, and they all either want to not only prove people wrong, but prove themselves right more than anything, that they belong here and they can play at a high level. And then, I haven't seen Big Z. I'm sorry, Z, where your jersey at? Might strike me down. We get Z in the trade too from Boston, another big kid, young guy that we hope to develop over the course of the season. And, if his number is ever called, I think we see what he can do. And Jetty, it's Jetty, right? With a C? Am I saying it right? Jetty with a C, right? Watched him in EuroLeague this summer. Super athlete, runs the floor extremely well and plays some great ball for his national team. So, it'd be great to see him develop and compete against him throughout training camp and throughout the season, and see what his outlook on our team can be as well. Have I missed anybody? Is that it for the additions? That's it? Is that it for the questions? You guys got me for like 2 more questions. You can ask me anything, and I'm out of here.
David Glazier from News Herald and Morning Journal. Theoretically, and I know everything has to play out through training camp and the regular season, but theoretically, could the rebalancing of the offense with the departure of Kyrie and the new arrivals in some way benefit the other guy in the big three who's still here, Kevin Love? And how do you see the offense remixing with Kevin in there this season?
You know what? I love the fact that he doesn't get talked about. It's the same way Chris Bosh was. Never got talked about. And at the end of the day, you look at the end of the stats and you see the impact that they made on the game, on both sides. Kevin Love may be lost in the grand scheme of things in the media, or because he's not flashy, or whatever the case may be, but he's nowhere near lost in the grand scheme of what we need to do to win a championship this year. And he's going to be a huge focal point for our team. And obviously, I haven't seen, our coaching staff may have some things that they have in mind. We don't know. Tomorrow we begin. But I bet he will be a huge focal point of our team. So I'm happy extremely happy he's still part of this franchise.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. I'm just the changing NBA landscape and everything that happened over the summer. Were you taken aback or surprised or anything?
I really wasn't. I spent so much time with my boys and my daughter this summer. I mean, I've seen things when it came across. Sometimes they come across my phone. Some of my notifications weren't turned off. And kind of was like, what the hell? I don't watch SportsCenter. I really don't watch sports talks or sports shows, or it's not just SportsCenter. I don't single you guys out, but I don't watch none of that stuff, so I never see the ticker or whatever that's called. I do watch NBA TV because I like watching vintage games when they come on, so I watched a lot of vintage games this year, this summer, besides Game 5 of the 2017 Finals. That's the only game I didn't watch. So I've seen a lot of the things going on, and I knew we were in play for a few guys and things of that nature that didn't happen. And I kind of just moved on. I really didn't invest too much into it. I really don't get involved into fantasy basketball. When I know something is official, then I get really excited. And other than that, I just kind of just keep it even keel because I've seen so many things go both ways. You feel like you got a player, or you feel like this player's going there, and then the last minute something happens and you're like, so. But other than that, I really didn't get too invested into this summer. I think the game, one thing I can say, this is the best NBA offseason I've ever seen. And I've been watching the NBA for 27 years, and I've been a part of the NBA for now 15 years, and it's probably the best NBA offseason that I've ever seen. And I wasn't a part of it that much. That's a pretty cool thing.